everyone, it is Liam Caddison here as we jump into another episode of Lucifer. This is episode 18 for season 3, and we are coming close to, I guess, the final stretch of things with this season. We have several episodes left to go, and I feel like things are about to be a bit more intense, especially with the fact that Cain has only gone and nabbed Chloe, and that kind of hope with Lucifer and Chloe has just gone down the toilet, especially with how Lucifer tracked Chloe in the last episode. Of course, in his eyes, he was only making sure that Chloe would be protected because, of course, there's that worry from Lucifer that Chloe will be taken from him. But there might be a bit of a kick up the backside with the fact that Lucifer feels a lot of guilt regarding the fact that he pushed Chloe so far out of his life that Cain has gone and picked her back up on her feet, and that's caused a lot of heartache from Lucifer as we saw him approach Linda in the last episode. And I'm excited. I'm also not ready to get into this episode because I feel like the last few episodes have teased things with Lucifer and Chloe, and now that connection has taken a bit of a hit, and sadly it's not the first time that Lucifer has done something like this to Chloe. But now that Cain, like I said, Cain's picked her back up on her feet, I feel like a knife has just been twisted into my heart. So yeah, but with that said, let's get into episode number 18 for season 3 of Lucifer. Let's go.
It's just not in the cards for me. We gotta go, detective.
I'm guessing this is like some time in Cain's past.
Duty calls.
Closed off forever, or at least that was the intent, and then he just goes and nabbed Chloe. Yeah, 1958.
Were just found in Griffith.
I can't remember the last time I went to a show that was so
Loud.
so loud. I still can't hear anything. Totally.
You might want to get that
Lopez, please don't be
checked out, Chloe.
It doesn't bone.
Seriously, do you not see the epic fireworks?
Ella,
There's
stop.
more chemistry over there than in my lab. A concert or?
I was thinking something quieter. Maybe dinner?
He's asking her on a date. Oh my goodness.
I mean, I love Italian. Weren't you saying that you didn't want?
Hey, Chloe, I just wanted to, I'm sorry.
Very
I didn't mean
apt.
to interrupt, my bad.
Pretty confident that I passed the last one, but what's next? And what am I supposed to do in between? Or is that in itself a test?
I don't know the answers.
So,
Medidale.
a large mocha with extra whip.
Sure.
Large Americano for Charlotte.
Oh.
Sorry, do I know you?
Oh.
No.
Oh, that hurts. That's
I'm
rough.
sorry. I thought you were someone else.
No, wait. You know Lucifer, so you do know me.
It's gonna help
What
her.
do you mean if I mean?
No need to mess with success.
Which one of them was married?
Well, no wedding rings, so neither of them, obviously. But good on you for participating.
Unless the rings were
Has
taken.
anyone checked their chest cavities yet?
What? Why would we do that?
In the 50s, there was a guy named Clark Hoffman. He was known for making his victims swallow their
Oh,
wedding
so
rings.
it is.
The Broken Hearts Killer.
By the time they caught
Yeah.
him, he had killed 7 cheating couples in L.A.
Like, remember when we had a guy killed?
Oh. Oh. Maze, that is
Bad
ruthless.
as Chloe not know.
Look, I don't know what's going on with you right now. But whatever it is, figure it out.
Woof.
You sure you don't have to?
I know, I want to.
Great. More the merrier.
We don't do free service. No.
I know what you're doing.
I'm getting ready to question a suspect.
And I hate to break it to you, Cain, but there's only room for one immortal in the detective's life, and that position's already been filled.
By you.
The detective and I are a team. This is preposterous. Do you really expect us to believe that you are okay with someone tearing you two apart?
It's the truth.
Lucifer.
Hoffman mean anything to you?
Who?
I know we're gonna check out her alibi, but my gut tells me to believe her.
Oh, please, just because she spouted some drivel about
Nah,
anxious
I believe
uncoupling.
it.
Because she has no idea who the Broken Hearts Killer is, and she has no motive to go after.
But wouldn't you say it's time to enlighten us with your wisdom?
No one knew how the original killer chose his victims. Guess we just got lucky we caught him when we did.
We?
The LAPD.
We don't have time for luck. We gotta get back to the station, figure out a connection between these victims.
Yes, I can agree.
He's trying to make him slip, that's the thing.
Finish this case, the sooner things can all go
Because
back to
Kane
normal.
can't say, yeah, in the 50s I did this.
Because you don't actually want to be alone.
Then why do I sit by myself?
Maybe you feel like you don't deserve the company.
Well, who's the detective now?
I sit alone, but I don't want to be alone.
So what are you spending all these lonesome hours on anyway?
I'm just
working on trying
that,
to find the guy
the
who
loner.
kills cheating couples.
The broken hearts killer?
That's what they call him.
When I found out the truth, it nearly broke me. And I was stable.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying if you really want to help Charlotte, you'll stay away.
Oh, it's very hard, but for Charlotte, she may want to fill in those missing gaps to move forward.
The scene of the fight. This new guy is not the original, okay, but he is a damn sweet cover. He is efficient. He is precise. I mean, he
Carrying
gets
on the legacy,
details
really.
right down to the interlocking fingers.
Detective Decker, LAPD.
Oh.
That information wasn't public yet, was it?
Or was it? Finally, bloody charade is over and things can all go back to normal.
Is this a prank? Did someone put you up to this? Look, I get it. I look just like my grandmother, but this is taking things too far.
Grandmother. Yeah, it makes
Your
sense.
grandmother, of course. I'm sorry, I knew her back in the day. The resemblance is incredible.
You knew her back in the day? How old were you, like 2?
I'm older than I look.
He has
Mr.
a
Older than
good
Noah.
skincare
I'm
routine.
Maddie. They lived a long, happy life together and went peacefully a few months apart.
It sounds nice.
What he's yearning for so much, and well, there's obviously that care
All right,
from
case closed, I assume. Not a particularly
Kane,
interesting
but
one
it's
in
that
retrospect.
curse of
Let's find
immortality,
something
isn't
that's
it?
more challenging, you know?
Did she appreciate them?
No, she didn't, Maze. She didn't appreciate being rushed to the hospital when she couldn't feel her legs anymore.
Oh.
Woman's 70 years old. What the hell were you thinking?
Hey.
Maze, what the
not
heck?
my fault the old hag can't handle the good stuff.
It's not a joke, Maze. Our one red line is our daughter, and things like this cannot happen.
Or what? Douche.
Oh.
I am not a roommate. And I am sick
it's
of
responsibility.
your goody-two-shoes ex-wife and that stupid little brat of yours anyway.
How dare you? Oh, is Trixie there? Oh, no. No.
Classy.
So Neil isn't our killer.
But you know what the sad truth is? If you don't learn to open up, nobody will ever love you.
Maybe that is the,
Pierce, look at this.
the best in his eyes.
With access to this info?
Right. So we need to make ourselves the target and flush the killer out.
Great idea. Decker and I'll do it.
Oh, I was expecting that.
That could work. Oh man, you guys are totally gonna be the cheating lovers.
Marvelous. Well, since that's been
I mean, it's
sorted,
very
see
poignant, I
myself as
guess,
no
in a
longer
sense, in Lucifer's
Actually,
perception.
one more piece of the sting we'll need.
And we are here with our jilted lover, Lucifer. We're going to find out exactly what that is when we come back.
This is just smacking him in the face.
Yeah, sorry I'm late. Traffic was just awful.
Stop!
Traffic
I
or
ordered
what?
pastrami. Is this pastrami? No, it is not pastrami! Now get out of here! And we are back with our guest, Lucifer. He's now going to tell us all about his...
He's very handsome.
Isn't that anything more than just looks?
She's going off the script.
Well, he's very brave, and we both care about the same sorts of things, like doing what's right and helping other people.
Tapping into those real
think he's a good
feelings.
Sounds like a hell of a guy. And we'll make sure to get that package to him before the end of the night.
Okay.
But then I realized you had nothing to do with why my marriage ended. You and I are different people. We each have our own relationship with Chloe. Once I came to terms with that, I was fine.
It's food for thought, really, for Lucifer.
What your favorite dish was.
I do feel so
No,
humbled
it's,
when we have those
it's great.
scenes, given where we started.
Without the addresses censored out?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what unedited means. I'm showing life at its most raw.
Oh.
How?
The killer could be listening to those tapes.
Yep.
Could be anyone.
Giving them crumbs and whatnot. Oh no.
I found Hoffman's journals hidden in the attic. He understood how hard it is to lose someone you care about. We wanted to show the world that you can't just leave people.
You don't
This ain't... Yeah.
Someone wants to be with.
Oh, Lucifer. He's gonna take that.
And neither do I.
There we go.
Does this mean you're not gonna kill him?
Have a seat. There is so much to explain.
But I feel like this is it for Charlotte. She needs that closure, that understanding, and then she can move forward, because otherwise it's going to be eating you inside for the rest of your life, and you might not be able to.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought that Maze was going to be here. Oh, Lucifer, that's not what's happening.
No, I know. Because I've realized that there's room in your life for all sorts of relationships.
Friendship,
even if one of them is
love.
With him. Just please be careful.
Good for you. You have to risk a broken heart if you want to get something out of this life, right?
It's not my heart I'm
I guess
risking.
so.
She's the key to finally getting what I've always wanted.
Oh, there's that selfish motive, though. Like, it all goes back to, well, not just how Pierce, Kane said that she was special, but why do I feel like this is like poking the bear with Lucifer? Like, oh, Lucifer's gonna snap. Because, especially with Lucifer, be careful. If you push his buttons too far, he will snap, and I feel like he's goading Lucifer to kill him. By taking someone who Lucifer truly cared for, and that leading to the pathway to getting what he wants, which is, of course, death. So, I don't like where this is going, but, yeah. I'm scared with the direction this is going now, especially with Kane in that last moment, with the fact that he is now using Chloe as a means to get what he wants. I mean, it could mean something specific, but something else, should I say, but us knowing Kane and his ideals and how hell-bent he's been on trying to end this curse, we kind of are connecting the dots and the fact that he is using Chloe as a ways to have him rest in peace. So, yeah, I'm just really scared about the direction this is going to go about, because I do feel like Lucifer is going to have he is going to push Lucifer's buttons. If like this episode was teasing that in its sense, because of the whole Kane and Chloe relationship, Lucifer was being a bit uneased with that prospect, and it was kind of like a rub in the face, because I do feel like Kane knows of the bond between Lucifer and Chloe, especially with the fact that he's been observing them for quite some time. And it's more of an in-your-face situation, and that's only going to intensify. So, yeah. But I really liked a lot of elements with this episode, especially the 1950s stuff. Honestly, I thought we were going to get to two cases, or two similar cases, two different time zones, especially since, you know, we'd like it would be very interesting to see Kane back in Kane in action back in the 1950s and whatnot. And of course, there is the prospect that he could have, with him being involved with the Broken Hearts killer, he could be covering stuff up. I mean, he was in this episode, because he's not going to outright say to Chloe, oh yeah, I used to work this case like 50, 60 years ago. I mean, we had that with Maddie, I think she was called. Like, how old were you? Like 2. So he can't exactly say something like very, very ominous and whatnot. And plus, there was a part of me, like, in the second half of the episode, because I don't know, even though they said that, well, I mean, this is it though. They said that the Broken Hearts killer was a man, and Kane would obviously know about that since he was there. But there's also a part of me that's like, you know, what if he's covering stuff up, like, because it plays on pain? Because I thought something was going to happen with the woman that he was on the date with, whether she would actually be the killer, and it would just, you know, upset Kane in some capacity. Like, this is him trying to bring down those walls, but she's the bad person, and, well, time to put those walls back up, or she would die. And it would prove Kane's point about, because that's the curse of immortality. You get to see everyone you love die, and it hurts. And this is it. I feel like this episode was interesting to explore Kane and how he was back in the 1950s, and you know, it would be very, very interesting to go into those areas where you know, she would become a victim, and it would just prove Kane's point about, I can't love because that's the curse of immortality, etc. So, but we saw a glance of that anyways with the fact that he confronted Maddie, and he got to find out that his partner and that woman, they lived a long, happy life, and she died, and you could kind of see it on Kane's face about how, you know, there is that mindset where he's replaying about how the curse of immortality affects him in terms of, you know, forming a relationship and whatnot. Because everyone you love will perish, and then there's you wondering, they will grow old, and then there's Kane who'll remain the way he is, and it really does break your heart. So yeah, but I really liked exploring the 1950s and whatnot, and exploring Kane and how he was back then, and you know, you saw that woman trying to, you know, form something with Kane in terms of a relationship, but Kane, yeah. So I just gotta say, I do love how there is that kind of irony where Kane has been one for someone to have those walls put up, and Lucifer in the last episode was pushing Chloe out the spotlight, and for Chloe that's going to make her pretty dejected and turn to someone who actually does care for her company. And of course Lucifer was very apologetic regarding what happened and his attitude with Kane. But it's, I don't know, there's still a bit of irony there with Kane pushing people out of his life because it's dangerous to form attachments to someone immortal. And then there's Lucifer in the last episode who was pushing Chloe out of his, well, I wouldn't say pushing Chloe out of his life, but trying to make, in Chloe's perception, Chloe would see that he doesn't want anything, you know, to do with me, so, yeah. And, obviously that was for a different reason because of the fact that Lucifer wanted Chloe to be protected, but it's still there, isn't it? It's still impactful to the other party, and both ways, and, we saw how, you know, that led to Chloe with Kane, and now Lucifer's upset because of that prospect that Kane and Chloe could have that relationship. And you know, it sucks because this could have been all avoided. Like, he needs to tell Chloe, because you can tell that there are feelings within Lucifer about Chloe, and yeah, this is the fact because of he lost his opportunity, and now he has to, I guess you could say, suffer the consequences. And yeah, with Chloe, she had that extra support in Kane, and she's taking it, and that's not pleasing Lucifer, but Lucifer. But yeah, I thought this was great, especially with the whole Broken Hearts killer situation that went on. And yeah, it was great seeing everything go about. Loved Dan and Lucifer as well when they had that moment. I really like it when those moments happen though. Like, it's very, very, very wholesome in a sense, especially when you see back to when they first started, and now you have Lucifer, who is upset with the prospect that Cain is waltzing away with Chloe, and he is drawing back to when he arrived, and I guess put Dan in a bit of in the mud with his appearance. And I think Dan's advice was really, really nice as well, so I really liked that. But you know, just seeing them two bond is really, really nice. So, and I really like Dan for standing up to Maze in this episode, because Maze, I like her, but and she made Trixie cry. So, but yeah, Dan, yeah, Maze needed to be told, and I do think that this is all part of Maze needing, she's going to be going to sit down somewhere, have a think about everything, because the whole Amenadel and Linda situation has really affected her, and we're seeing the consequences spiral in this episode as well, where she upset Trixie, where she was being completely... I mean, Maze is not one who has been someone who makes safe choices and whatnot, and you know, she can be pretty reckless, but I feel like that has been taking up to 11 recently with the whole Amenadel Linda situation. So yeah, but I feel like she's going to need to sit down and think some things out, try to sort out her life a bit, and go from there. So yeah, but I really liked the whole situation, like I said, with Marcus, and yeah, I liked it, but I don't, because I'm wanting Chloe and Lucifer, not Cain and Chloe, but here we are. But it's interesting seeing where his character is going, and, you know, thinking back to when he was very protective of himself, putting up those walls, and now he's bringing those walls down. Though he's got nefarious intent as we saw at the end. It is very interesting to see this connection with Chloe and Cain come about. So, yeah, but this is it. He also knows knows the gist of Lucifer and Chloe, and yeah. With Lucifer, he knows about the whole situation of... I feel like he knows about the whole situation, what he did. Well, of course he does, because he said, I made a terrible mistake in the last episode. So I feel like it's interesting how both Cain and Lucifer have this, like, degree of, I guess, hidden knowledge about, okay, I know... this character is doing this, and Cain knows that Lucifer and Chloe have something, and it's kind of like a rub in your face situation. So yeah, but I do feel so bad for Chloe, because she's getting pulled around. Like, that's what's going to be the thing when everything comes about with Cain and his quest to end his suffering in his eyes. And this is it. Chloe, there's I don't know if Cain has a morsel of, like, genuine care, but as I said, we know that this is a juicy time for Cain to get what he desires the most, and I just feel so bad for Chloe, because she's getting tugged left, right, and center, and yeah, she needs a break. So it will be very, very interesting to see Cain's, you know, plan go about. So yeah, but yeah, this is going to be very, very interesting to see what does happen. But it was a really interesting episode. Oh, there was also the Amenadel and Charlotte situation, which I do think that I feel like Charlotte needed that affirmation from Amenadel. Like, Linda is suggesting let Charlotte be, but I feel like with Charlotte, as you saw when she went to confront Amenadel again, without this knowledge, it would be eating you away, and maybe the next step to closure and moving on from this predicament that you're in is finding out what happened to you. Because it's, you know, we know this whole season it's been very traumatizing for Charlotte, with her being in hell and what did I do during that missing time. And finding out what part of the jigsaw connect, it's one would say that for Charlotte it will get her to move forward by knowing what happened. And I do feel for Charlotte. So but this was Lucifer. This was episode number 18, and it was a pretty enjoyable episode. So and now we begin to worry with what with what Kane is planning with Chloe, and it's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows, that's one thing for sure. But I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!